Share a minute with Meg. So I have a really good topic for you. I think this is going to be relevant to a lot of people because I know there's so many people who are struggling with their relationship with their health right now. And what does that exactly mean? Well, I'm going to dive in and just really fill you in. So I talk to a lot of people all the time. A lot of people reach out and ask me questions and want to hear a little bit about how they can get active. They want to hear about how myself and my team at AIM Fitness can help them out. And oftentimes, what I hear when people reach out is that they feel guilty for not exercising enough. Often they feel like they've waited too long, that they're at an age or at a stage where it's almost too late to regain back the strength, the flexibility, or even the motivation that they once had. And often as well due to health issues or maybe medical conditions that have become worse over time, a lot of people also find that they tend to think, I'm at this stage, I'm dealing with something chronic, or I'm dealing with something more serious now, that it's a lot harder to really focus on my health. So I just want to start with that because I know there's a lot of reasons why people have a challenging relationship with their health, and maybe it's been something difficult they've struggled with their entire lives, and then maybe other people have found that just the past 2 years, struggling with COVID, struggling with changes in the world and in their life, they've noticed that things are more challenging. So I just want to acknowledge that, and I just want to say that I hear you. If this is your challenge, if this is your struggle, you are not alone. So just know that there's other people who feel like you. However, the good news is it doesn't have to be like this forever. And this is what I want to talk about today. So how can you improve your relationship with your health? Why is this important? So if we believe that our health is always going to be horrible, if we're never going to see improvements, if we tend to believe that it's just too tough, you don't know where to start, so you're just going to avoid it, then you're going to have this constant battle of wanting to do something, wanting to be healthier, wanting to lose weight, but struggling to actually take action consistently. Now, we all know that it's easy to have motivation. It's easy to say, all right, that's it. I'm going to stop eating the junk food. I'm going to start waking up early. I'm going to hit the gym, or I'm going to start meditating. But how long does that actually last? And I really believe it has to do with our relationship with our health. If we have a positive relationship, then we're going to keep going. But if we don't, if we're struggling, then it's going to be harder. So I've got 3 tips for you, 3 steps to take in order to improve your relationship with your health. And step number 1 is to change the way that you're talking about it. I hear a lot of people who are saying things like, oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to lose the weight. I have to start eating healthy. I have to. And as soon as we hear I have to, what's that feeling that we have? I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do something. I don't want anyone to tell me what to do. So automatically, as soon as we use the words I have to, it becomes like a duty. It becomes something that is on the task list. It's like cleaning the house. You don't want to clean the house when someone tells you to do it, right? We want to have that choice. So instead, I encourage you to change the way that you speak and use the words choose. I am choosing to eat healthy today. I am choosing to put on my running shoes and to do some exercises. I'm choosing to get outside of the house and go on a walk. I'm choosing to make a phone call and reach out to a friend. Do you notice the difference? It's very slight, but it is so powerful, and it is so much more empowering. I found that personally, changing the way that I speak about my health and my fitness has made me more excited about doing it, and I feel more privileged. So start using these words. I choose to do this, I choose to do that. Now, step number 2 is this. I know a lot of people, maybe you're listening right now and you're thinking, Meg, if only you knew, if only you knew. I am struggling. I am really feeling this, I'm feeling that. Maybe you are struggling with a recent injury, or maybe it's a past injury that has now started to flare up. I talk to a lot of people who say, oh, that time I fell on my shoulder years ago, now I'm dealing with the consequences as I'm aging. I've had other people who say, oh, I had a fall and now I'm dealing with a sore hip or a hurt knee, and now I can't ignore it anymore. So it's important. Tip number 2 is to acknowledge where you're at and to be okay with it. Now, again, really, I think this whole video, this chat that I'm having with you today is all about getting rid of resistance, getting rid of anything that's making you feel guilty or bad. So the best way to do that with this step is to say, all right, I may have that bad shoulder, I may have that knee or that hip that's giving me grief, and I'm just saying, all right, it's there. It's there. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to push myself beyond what I can do, because we also know that's not healthy. If you ignore something, you may make something worse. But to say, all right, it's there, I see you, and maybe this is something based on something that I did in the past. Maybe this, is just the result of getting older, some aches and pains. But I acknowledge that this is where I'm at right now. Now, another scenario is maybe you have had more of a sedentary lifestyle over the past few years, and you found yourself in a routine of watching TV in the evenings, having your snacks, and the snacks have just been a part of the routine. They are happening every night, and you realize, oh my goodness, Meg, I am putting on weight, and I am really not moving my body, and I'm just really struggling with this. I can't get out of this routine. I can't get out of the habit. So again, we want to acknowledge where you are at. So if you're honest with yourself and say, you know what, this is the maybe not so positive routines or habits that I've developed, but I'm here. This is where I'm at. I'm ready for a change, but I'm acknowledging this is my current state. Because the truth is, it's really hard to change if you are not acknowledging where you are. Now, when I work with my one-on-one clients, we do a fitness assessment. And quite often people say, oh, I'm worried, don't judge me. I should be further along than I am. I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to lift this weight. And we say, you know what, there's no judgment at all, but we need to know where you're at right now. And remember, this is the baseline. So we have our clients do fitness assessments, including exercises and stretches, to make sure we actually know, where are you at? We don't really, yes, it's important to know if you've exercised in the past, and yes, if you have, it's going to be a lot easier, both mentally to get into a fitness routine, physically as well. Your body's already used to doing those movements. So yes, it will be a little easier if you've been active in the past. But if you've never exercised before, not to worry, you can get into it as well. So that's good news. Now, for the fitness assessment, we then do a reassessment at the end of the sessions. This is when we do our personal training. And we want to know, okay, how much have you improved? And it is so important to see this, because numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And it's really awesome to be able to celebrate wins. So going back to that second point of, acknowledge where you're at and be okay with it. So come to peace with where you're at right now. Now, my third tip, my third suggestion to improve the relationship with your health is to make healthy choices daily and to be proud of those choices. So for example, you're watching this and you say, okay, Meg, you're like speaking my language. I know I need to start. I'm acknowledging where I am. I'm changing the way that I speak about my health, and now I'm ready to make some changes. So I find that a lot of people, and I've noticed this over the years, is a lot of people say, all right, I'm going to get up every morning at 7 a.m. I'm going to exercise for an hour. I'm going to get rid of all of the junk food from my house. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they have all of these ambitions. They have so much excitement. They have so much motivation. But guess what? It's not going to last the long term. And what's going to happen is if you make too many changes in the beginning, you're going to end up, I don't want to say fail, because that's not quite how it is, but you're going to be disappointed, because it's very, very challenging to maintain lots of changes all at once. Trust me, I've seen this for a long time. For example, one of my clients, I started working with her, and when I did, she said, oh, you know what? She said exactly that. I'm going to start right away. I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. I'm going to exercise 5 days a week right before I have to get on with the rest of my day. And I said, you know what? Well, let's aim for 2 days a week. Let's aim for 2. And if you do more, then that's great. Anyways, a few weeks later, she acknowledged, she said, Meg, you're right. 2 weeks later, she said, I am able to do the 2 days, but I cannot maintain the 5 days. That was just way too much. I thought I could do it, and it's just too much of a change. So, you know what? We worked on it, and with my support, she was able then to eventually get to the 5 days a week and stay consistent on her own, along with me supporting her. But I do recommend setting yourself up for success, and that means not overcommitting, not doing too much, but focusing on doing maybe one thing, one change at once. Focus on that for the month. Focus on one physical change you want. So maybe that is getting out for a walk every single day. Do that for the month. Track your success, set your alarm, keep yourself accountable. And then next month, decide to focus on something else. All right, so to recap, if you're wanting to improve your relationship with your health, really pay attention to my 3 points. If you're just joining now, rewatch this video. You're going to love it. Point number 1 is to change the way that you speak about your health. So instead of saying, I have to, change it to, I choose to. Empower yourself with the way you speak. Tip number 2 is to acknowledge where you're at and to be okay with it. Number 3 is to make a healthy choice daily and be proud. So celebrate just that fact that you went for your walk. Celebrate the fact that you chose to eat a healthy option instead of maybe something that you normally would that doesn't make you feel as good. All right, so there you go. Now I'd love to hear from you guys. So leave a comment below. Let me know which one of these points was most helpful for you. So you can leave the number 1, number 2, or number 3, which one was most helpful. And then if you have found that there's other ways that tips or things that you are doing right now to improve your relationship with your health, please leave that in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so I want to wish you a wonderful week. Thank you for joining today. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and also share it with a friend. I know there's a lot of people who are really wanting to focus on their health, but they just need a few tips, a little bit of encouragement, and it goes such a long way. All right, thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.